Happy Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi Did It. Can you believe it? It was just yesterday when he was dropping some bombs and receipts. And we were all like, excuse me, sir, we are having a Sunday. Some of us are going to church, others are coming back from church, others Sunday papalazi for ukhuluma ngani. And Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi was like, you either listen or you are going to regret it. We're like, okay, we are up. Those that were leaving, going wherever they wanted to go to, they were stopped on that track between the door frame and the outside. And they took a reverse. And they said, Kuluma again, Dod. Oh, Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. One after the other. One after the other. It started at first with, okay, what's the police? Then suddenly, this police officer took South Africans who had zero faith in the police. Well, Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi was already the general that was different. But he was still a police officer, though. And how do we know that he is not scoring some points? Or he is avenging? We would say, a different song once type of situation. But the more we listen, it started with our mouth, went wide open like. Next thing, we were trying to lift our jaws off the ground when he was done with us. That was on the 6th of July, 2025. And today marks exactly that day. And I've been asking, what do we call this day? Well, there are all kinds of suggestions, but yeah, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi Day can still be refined. But anyways, guys, let's go to the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. And the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry is a result of, yes, the 6th of July, 2025. Oh, and people, it is arrest galore. Ababoshwa abantu. Abanye bayeze beyibulale. For real, though. Others are contemplating it. Others are attempting it. Others are playing drama. Like, no, go and answer. Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi said, look into the police and the politicians that are influencing all this nonsense that is happening to the lives of the people of South Africa. The people of South Africa, in as much as we lost faith in our police, we knew there was something that was going on. I mean, again, I'll make reference of the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial. The Senzo Meyiwa murder trial taught me a lot about the South African police. Actually, it scared me. I don't want to lie. That all South Africans, especially when you are a black South Africans, our own black police officers, they just take one jab at you and look at a case that they are failing to solve because either family members are on their throat, or a community is on their throat, or the country itself is on their throat. And they're trying to think, how do we get these people to leave us alone? And so what they do is they profile you. They say, oh, this one does look like somebody. If we sold to the South African society, they'll say, yeah, verify gebengu. And then they'll get away with smearing other people with crimes they did not commit. All because our South African police service has been inept for years. You have police officers that we are even learning up there, calling each other or referring to each other as comrades. Clearly, the police was no longer belonging to the police, but it was now belonging to politicians, and now we are learning they also belong to the cartels. I am so sorry. There's a person outside. I don't know what in winter. Anyways. Yo, I'm so sorry, guys. I apologize. Maybe I'm the only one who's hearing it, but let me continue talking on top of it by raising my voice. So the thing is, the South African police showed us that they are inept. Since Ramaphosa took office in 2017 from Jacob Zuma, and when he was elected president in 2019 to date, we see corruption, but we don't see people getting arrested for it. So meaning that the very own government that we have is harboring criminals, people that have been accused of state capture. Whichever way you feel about state capture, nonetheless, there's a report that says South Africa was stolen. South Africans, they have been put through hell and back because of this accusation of state capture. You can never run away from it. No matter what you want to do, you can never run away from that fact. And furthermore, you look at politicians, you look at politicians that are committing crimes. Where are they? Are they being prosecuted? Have they been convicted? No, it makes absolute no sense that you would have an administration where the head of politics in the country, his people, his comrades, they're committing crimes, but they are not in orange jumpsuits. They are not in Epongweni, they are not in Khoshimampuru or Westville prison. Why? You have to ask yourself why. Once again, you now begin to see the political will that is not there to clear the corruption that we are experiencing, that is literally messing with our lives, messing with South Africa and the global image of South Africa. Why? Because we have people that we install in power. They are lawbreakers. They are lawbreakers. So now when you look and you think, you're like, what exactly is going on in South Africa? I mean, we even went as far as labeling South Africa to be like a movie. Every single day you wake up, you are in a different series. You have to find your position. What's your character in this movie? Are you an extra? Are you a scorer? Are you a star? What do you call it again? Yeah, the main character. Are you a villain? What are you? Are you a driver? Are you a gaffer? Gaffer? What are you? It's what we ask ourselves every day until the 6th of July happened. Things were put into perspective. We're like, now it makes sense. You suspected it. You could see it, but you just couldn't touch it. And they liked it that way. These people liked it, that we couldn't figure it out. Because the moment you have figured it out, you are going to be accused of defamation of character. And if you cannot provide the proof, then boom, you will have to pay 500,000 Rand to a person now that the Madlanga Commission is exposing. You already paid that 500,000 Rand, or you are in the process of paying the 500,000 Rand because the court of law found you to have defamed that individual. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. The guy outside is really disturbing me, but he's doing his job. What else can I do? But again, let's go back to the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. So in the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, it happened on Friday, but I did not watch much on Friday because I had other things to do. I needed to travel and all that sort of stuff. And of course, I couldn't listen. But today I took the time, since it started this morning. So there are submissions that are being made by Senior Counsel Hassim on the propositions as well as submissions that she would have made to General Khan had General Khan had appeared in the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. But you already know what happened to General Khan. He got shot. And he has been in critical condition in hospital. From what I understand, the reports are saying he is now responsive. That means he's out of danger zone. Goodness, thank you, all of that stuff. So they are making this submission, or the evidence leader is making submissions in absentia of General Khan. And of course, General Khan's attorney, Mr. Vali, I'm laughing because as we were listening to the testimony, and I was like, are they talking about you, Mr. Vali, or somebody else? So I concluded that they were talking about a different Vali, because if they were talking about this Vali, I think he would have stood up a million times like Advocate Baloy in the sense of Mewa. Whenever the studio is about to be touched, he jumps and he objects. But he did do some objections this morning. And then in my head, I was like, the lady don't protest me things. And then I was like, okay, but time will tell as we are going along. I thought Miss Hassim was going to clarify that not this valley. We're talking about Ishmael Valley. So anyways, the submissions were quite damning. They were discussing WhatsApp chats. No, Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi said it. You delete, we retrieve. But retrieve ile sham. And now you understand why General Khan decided, hey, either I take the long walk to freedom or I face this. But before I face this, I need to put up a fight and start saying things like, if they get access of that phone, people are going to die. No, sir, nobody's going to die. You are double dipping. You are a general in the South African Police Services under intelligence. At the same time, you are also a spare part businessman. And your business, allegedly, according to the WhatsApp chats, they bid for tenders. I was like, you see. But then I was asking myself, why would General Khan be doing something like this? As I said earlier, since Cyril Ramaphosa took office, none of his comrades have ever been caught, prosecuted, and convicted since he took office. So the likes of General Khan and the likes of all these other people, Mashazi, Julius Mkhwanazi, everybody that has been accused of the things that they have been accused of, they wouldn't have done so had they seen this president really anti-corruption. They wouldn't have done that. They would have been afraid as if the scorpions are lurking around. Remember when the scorpions were around? Even I, as a non-criminal person, I always thought, when I woke up, I was like, did I do something that the scorpions will knock on my door anytime soon? No? Okay. Let's keep it that way, Glances. Let's keep it that way. That was when the scorpions were around. They did not play games, those people. They did not. However, again, political will, fellow South Africans. ANC had the political will to abolish the scorpions, but they do not have the political will to give the scorpions the very same powers, not the scorpions, the hawks, the very same powers that the scorpions had, which included prosecution. Yeah, somebody will say, but they already did that with IDAC, and look at what IDAC is doing. The scorpions wouldn't have done what IDAC is doing. IDAC will not be on accused people such as Kat Madlanga and the politician side. From where we stand and observing, the scorpions would have stung. If General Khumalo was corrupt, the scorpions would have taken him with evidence. So whatever IDAC is, it was to appease us, to make us feel, at least they have an investigative and prosecutorial anti-corruption unit within the MPA or within the Hawks. I don't know how it goes. And all is attributed to the 6th of July. All of it. Those WhatsApps that we've been listening to coming from General Khan. It's incredible. Well, today it was about WhatsApps and tenders that they were winning because they have a funny Mokoena or something like that inside Treasury, allegedly, who was an adjudicator of these tenders and happens to be buddies with General Khan. When General Khan puts his two companies to bid for these tenders, either one of them will get the tender or both. It's crazy. It's crazy. And then Mkhwanazi entered the chat as well, and her 3,000, no, not 3,000, she will be happy. 3.5 million rand private jet trip to London with her husband and 2 friends. General Khan had that information. Samo Syed, or whatever his name is, also has this information. And the questions that the evidence leader, they are asking, what was the purpose of this trip? Who funded this trip? And what was Mkhwanazi going to get in kickbacks for this trip? And what those people were going to benefit out of Ekurhuleni, as she was the city manager. And I'm asking, who's the person that funded it? Who is that person? So all of it, at the end of the day, comes down, I don't know if it's a Japanese say, that the fish rots from the head. Who said that? That the fish rots from the head. Cyril Ramaphosa might not be involved with his hands in the cookie jar, but his attitude around corruption enabled all these people to do as they please with our purse, with our money, taxpayers' money, when they were supposed to be busy creating conducive environment for South Africans to get employment, for entrepreneurs out of South Africans to come out and be funded, for crime to subside, to improve the lives of South Africans. But everything came to a halt, and it's being blamed on slow economic growth. That may be true. Why? Because investors are afraid to come and invest in South Africa because the investment environment is not conducive with stupid policies. How do you grow an economy with stupid economic policies that are clearly repelling investors? Voting wisely is important for South Africans going forward. Absolutely. So once again, I want to say happy Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi Day. Thank you so much, sir, for everything that you have done and exposed all the rot that we always suspected, but couldn't quite put our fingers on it. But we said, nah, something is not right here. And something was not right. And things are not right. The judiciary is captured. Do you know how I used to defend the judiciary? Like, no, it's independent. It's independent, guys. Guys, it's independent. And people were looking at me with a side eye like, where is he from again? I'm South African. Oh, wait. Clearly, you've been living under a rock without Wi-Fi in South Africa for a long time because our judiciary are questionable. And now I'm convinced. You could not convince me otherwise no more. I think they are compromised. Our media. I used to be a defender of our media. No, the media is the watchdog of democracy. The media holds the power of the day accountable. And everybody looking at me like, are y'all sure it's South African, this one? Yeah, I've been all my life. They're like, maybe it's living under an ocean. Whatever ocean you've been living under, Mr. Clancy Dumakute, you need to get out of it because the mainstream media is a whole totally different animal altogether. Not only they are sensationalists, they are also propagandists. I am holding my invisible pearls and I'm clutching them. I'm like, what do you mean? When did this happen? Yeah, that is us fellow South Africans today. And Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi said, let's burn it down to the ground. I was like, you are a man after my own heart, because that's what I would have done. I would have said, let's burn it to the ground and we will build it rebuild it and reshape it as we are building it back. Illegal foreigners, they were having a time of their lives. There was even one illegal foreigner who was very honest and said, you South Africans, you don't have the rule of law. Well, it's on paper, but the people that are responsible, they are criminals themselves. And so the word of mouth goes into Africa and say, oh, come to South Africa. Yeah, they have what they call a rule of law, but it's not working. You could literally get away with murder. You could walk into a family of white people in a farm and wipe them all clean. Even if they leave fingerprints, you are not going to get caught. Oh, by the way, they will blame those deaths on black South Africans. And what's happening? What is happening? Exactly. An illegal foreigner telling us that. So we're like, again, we've known this, but we couldn't put a finger on it. We couldn't put our finger on it. We always known the truth. A lot of institutions need to be overhauled. And I'm not hearing anything coming from the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Development, Mamoluko Kupai, and the extension of the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry's time. Ma'am, even if it cost us 20 billion rand, we don't mind. It's money well spent. So you better extend the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. We want that as a nation. We want all these institutions, including your office, cleaned out so that we can rebuild this country. Y'all failed. Y'all failed. You are putting the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry under pressure right now. They're feeling the pressure. When you could release them, you found 600 million rand. Why can't you find 1 billion rand for the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry? Why can't you find that? It's there. You showed us. It's there. And so do what's right. Do what's, I know it's going to involve your comrades, especially touching the city of Johannesburg. Anyways, I need to run somewhere. I need to put on my armor because I am going to fight for South Africa. I have to go there right now. I don't want to be late. So, fellow South Africans, things are happening and we need more General Mkhwanazis from every department of government. We need a General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. Thank you all so much. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.